Hi, I'm Scott Bennett from the Americans Taking Action channel. And we started this channel because we love America and we don't like what's happening in the country. So I hope you stay and watch the video and hope you enjoy it. This video, I think I've come up with the answer to the illegal immigration problem. But before we get to that, I want to talk a little bit about what Trump's doing. Let's talk about his tactics. The masks. No other police force in the country wears masks. Maybe an undercover agent, but he'll be with other officers that aren't masked, and he's the only one masked because he might have been undercover, and they don't want to, release his. They don't want them to know who was undercover, so they could use him again. But the rest of the officers aren't masked, and that's to protect his identity for a specific purpose. Now, with ICE agents or Border Patrol, when they're wearing masks, it's to protect themselves from their illegal tactics. Okay? Police have been raiding places for years and years and years, going after all kinds of criminals, the mob, everything. Okay? They don't go marching down the street with 50 masked like Gestapo agents, stormtroopers. They have 10 or 15 and they have in a van over here and a van over here, and they sneak around and they come. They don't march down the street like a gang. But that's what ICE has been doing. They don't start throwing flashbangs or tear gas to the neighborhood. See, if ICE went in with legal warrants, targeted for, we want to get these guys, they're the worst of the worst, and they got 15 or 20 agents. Hell, if they were masked in, probably nobody would bother it. They snuck up and they went and arrested the perp or whatever the target, and then went on their way. Instead of marching down the road, making a scene, just being random. It's like we're just going to Home Depot and just smother the zone and just check everybody. If they didn't go around with those tactics, people wouldn't be blowing whistles. They said, let's go get this guy. He's the worst of the worst. And if they did it the right way, like other law enforcement does to apprehend people, there would be no trouble. That's why normal law enforcement, I don't care what branch, FBI, marshals, Secret Service, Sheriff's Department, local police, none of them wear masks. And if you aren't doing anything illegal and immoral and aggressive, overly aggressive tactics, you're not going to get doxxed. They don't dox every cop. You know who they might dox? When a cop shoots somebody running away. That's happened in the past. It's changed a lot of things in the police force. But there's no excuse for that. And these administrative warrants, they're not worth the paper to put on them. It's like having, one cop signing off for another cop. It's like, yeah, we think this guy's doing some, all right, go ahead. It's bullshit. And judges and magistrates, you go, you give them the evidence. They pretty much always give them a warrant anyway. But at least do it legally. Take the steps to do it right. We have due process. Matter of fact, the Constitution states that we have due process. And it says any person in the United States or any state thereof is entitled to due process. It didn't say just citizens. It said any person that's in the state or in the country is afforded due process. I've been studying up on the Constitution. I kind of basically knew it. But, I now like civics in school. But, I'm not going to give you anything that I ain't got the facts for. I'll tell you that right now. Anything I tell you, I want you to Google it, check it, whatever. Because it's all true. So that's the Fourth Amendment, not using legal warrants. And the way they handle protesters, flashbangs. The protesters are videotaping them, And the ICE agents are attacking the protesters. The ICE agents, or Border Patrol, are shooting a priest in the head that's 15 feet away from the building